Welcome back. How do you work with your life partner to achieve mutual financial goals? That's the question. We're joined now by Josh Royeton of Edward Jones. Josh, welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So that's the big question, right? Because we all want to make sure that we're on the same page so that we can have a wonderful future. So how do you get there?
Well, one key move is to decide early in the relationship how you're going to handle the money. Many couples, of course, merge their finances and make joint decisions on major purchases, but some couples like to keep at least part of their finances distinct, perhaps by maintaining separate checking or separate savings accounts. There's really no correct solution for everybody out there, every style of relationship. But whatever you decide, you want to be assured that all the bills are going to be paid and that neither one of you feels the pressure from like an unfair financial burden.
So Josh, what are your tips as far as trying to get on the same page? Like, what can we practically do?
Well, a big one is, try to avoid keeping financial secrets from your partner. We find this happens pretty frequently. So make sure early on you disclose your debts, any hidden funds or any uncommon investments. You certainly don't want to get into a relationship and years down the road realize that there's some huge debt load hanging out there, because these types of surprises can lead to difficulties and mistrust. So even if you're entering the relationship carrying something like a heavy student loan, it's best to get that in the open right away. So together you can both work on eliminating that. And the practical side of not keeping secrets, maybe down the road you want to try and buy a house together. If you have this large student loan debt hanging over your head, for example, you may not qualify for a mortgage loan at that point. So you want to kind of really make sure lots of communication to put you both on the same page.
And obviously, we want to make sure that you have money set aside for emergencies and that emergency fund. But what happens when you want to have some fun? Do you need to agree upon that amount that you want to spend each month or each year on vacation and that kind of thing?
Well, I think absolutely. Yeah, there's nothing worse where, my wife and I, when we go on vacation, we like to plan out, okay, what is our budget? Because otherwise I might go a little over the budget and then she's stressed out, not even enjoying the vacation. So I think that's a great call out to make sure you're planning out for that, for the fun money, as well as the retirement money and the spending money. Make sure you both have an idea of what is our acceptable level of spending so that we can actually enjoy things. Because there's really not a right or wrong view. It's just what's going to make the relationship stronger long term.
What do you find is one of the couple's number one goals?
Number one goal for a lot of people, it's retirement. They realize, hey, we're on a long journey together, and you may have your own IRA or 401k plan. And a lot of times we found that in any relationship, you might have a more conservative investor or a more conservative partner and a more aggressive partner. And that's really tough for people as well to have that conversation and reach a consensus as far as, hey, how are we going to invest for retirement and save money for that goal, or even for like a kid's education. That's probably the second most common. For an education goal, it's the same thing. You don't want to have one person who's really super aggressive with the investments and there's a lot of risk keeping the other person up at night, but then the other person being super conservative and they're not making the returns that are going to need to be there to sustain that goal.
You know what I want to say is opposites attract, but I know we need to get on the same page when it comes to the financial well-being of our households. Josh, thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks. Okay, we're going to take a break and we'll be back.